that there was a covenant between God and his people. That there was something that laws that God wanted his people to follow, and there were blessings and curses associated with that covenant. But we've studied enough, especially the kings, to know that Israel wasn't really great at keeping that law most of the time. And the transgressing of the law of God would bring consequences. And so the prophets, in many cases, are reminding Israel of the covenant that they have with God, reminding them, hey, here's where you're off track, here's where you need to turn things around, or there will be consequences. So they are messengers from God, they are enforcers of Israel's covenant, and what's important here is that they spoke of things in their time and beyond their time. I think sometimes we only think of prophets as talking about beyond our time, making a prophecy for the future. But biblical prophets were people who spoke to things that were happening right then, or happening in a few years, sort of a thing, and they were pointing well beyond their time, well beyond their lifetime, to a time where God would restore everything, something that in many ways we're still waiting for. So they were forth-tellers. They told forth the word of God, and they are also foretellers of the future. And sometimes they're doing both at once. So sometimes we see a prophecy and we say, okay, yeah, this points to the Babylonian exile or something that happened near that, or the restoration from exile for Israel. But it also points well beyond that to a full restoration of everything that God would bring. And something that's a little tricky about the prophets is that they often use poetic language, figures of speech, analogies. Oftentimes God makes them the analogy for Israel. We have, Hosea, who is called to marry an adulterous woman. And every time she cheats on him, that's a picture of Israel cheating on God. Likewise, Ezekiel has to lie on his left side for years and cook his food over a fire that nobody would want to cook any food over. There are a lot of things that God calls his prophets to do. Like Isaiah, for instance, is meant to run around naked some of the time because